These are the scenes from Shyam Benegal's Bharat Ek Khoj, episodes about Kalidas. In a previous video, I talked about how Shyam Benegal's Bharat Ek Khoj is a postmodernist reinterpretation of our history. Shyam Benegal does this by using plays and theatrical presentations. In future, I plan to make videos about how we trace the history of India through literary plays. Let's start with Kalidas, perhaps the greatest of all the writers from India. Who was Kalidas? Short answer, nobody knows definitively. We do have clues to piece where and when he could have lived. Let's construct a timeline. Kalidas, along with the poet Bharavi, is mentioned in a stone inscription dated 634 AD, found at Aihole in present-day Karnataka. The earliest inscription-based evidence of Kalidas is found in a Sanskrit inscription dated 473 AD, found at Mandsaur's Sun Temple. The most popular theory is that Kalidas flourished during the reign of Chandragupta II and therefore lived around the 4th-5th century AD. There are also speculation about where he was born. He may have lived near Himalayas near the vicinity of Ujjaini and Kalinga. Kalidas is an immensely popular figure in Sanskrit classical literature. Because no one knows the historical figure, there are conjectures about his life story. The most popular of them is the fable that he transformed from a village idiot to the great poet, after he was scorned by his high-born wife, variously known as Vidyadhari or Vidyotma. In the fable, Kalidas receives a boon from goddess Kali. Kalidas' life story was also subject of popular films, prominently Telugu film Mahakavi Kalidasu, starring Akkineni Nageswar Rao, and the Kannada film Kaviratna Kalidasa, starring Rajkumar. Interestingly, the section on Kalidas from Bharat Ek Khoj does not start by any of these creations. It takes excerpts from a play about Kalidas, Ashadh Ka Ek Din, by Mohan Rakesh. Ashadh Ka Ek Din is a 3-act play. In the first act, Kalidas is leading a peaceful life in a Himalayan village. He is in love with Mallika. Later, he is approached to appear at King Chandragupta's court in Ujjaini. Initially, he doesn't want to go to Ujjaini. He is encouraged by Mallika, who wants the best for him. In the second act, Kalidas has achieved fame and is married to a sophisticated noblewoman, Priyangu Manjari, while Mallika is heartbroken and alone. Kalidas visits his village with his wife. He avoids meeting Mallika. Priyangu Manjari, however, meets Mallika and demeaningly offers to help her by making her a royal companion. Mallika refuses. In the third act, Kalidas reappears in the village. Mallika is now a prostitute with a small daughter. Kalidas comes to see Mallika, but leaves her house abruptly after knowing about her. The parallel narrative in the 2-part episodes is from Abhigyan Shakuntalam, one of the plays written by Kalidas. The base story is from Mahabharata. In the story, King Dushyant and Shakuntala meet in the forest, get estranged, and later they are reunited. This is one of the most well-known plays by Kalidas. Shakuntala was also the first Indian drama to be translated into a Western language. Why does Shyam Benegal use the technique of parallel narratives? Continuing his tradition of giving a postmodern twist to the history, he presents intercutting stories to give a different spin to the myth that we know as Kalidas. In Ashadh Ka Ek Din, Mohan Rakesh deliberately disrupts the cross-cultural representations of Kalidas. He bases his modernist reimagining of the past by systematically subverting the expectations. In place of the legendary Mahakavi of the Indian tradition, he creates a sensitive and troubled but self-centered talent. His Kalidas is unable to resolve the competing claims of creativity, ambition, and love. The relationship between the play and the classic authorial figure of Kalidas is irreducibly complex. The modalities of the play are also different from those of Kalidas's drama and poetry. Kalidas emphasizes heroic and erotic modes. Rakesh resorts to tragedy and irony. Instead of the happy resolution of Kalidasa's play and the exquisite refinement of his poetry, we see the unhappy drama of Kalidas, a displaced Dushyant for whom there is no ring of recollection and no reunion with his beloved. The new Kalidas of Ashad Ka Ek Din is a displacement of the iconic figure of the Orientalist and nationalist tradition. Rakesh's Kalidas has greater psychological credibility than the idealized figure of Lore or the cultural nationalist folklore. Rakesh, and in turn Shyam Benegal, rethink the idea of greatness in history. Both are redefining the genre and bringing the remote past meaningfully into the 20th century.